trying to do is understand much more about users and how they are willing to accept electric vehicles, what kind of experiences they have with them, how their perceptions change. We've worked with an academic partner, Oxford Brookes University, both from a sustainable vehicle engineering perspective but also from a psychology perspective.
Well, I've been helping design the interviews and the questionnaires that are given to the pioneers, and then what we do is we get a sense of their prior expectations and also of their experiences of driving the vehicle. And then we analyse those data and we feed them on to BMW and we feed them back to the Technology Strategy Board.
I got involved in the Mini trial because I was originally searching for a Mini and thought, absolutely brilliant, what a logical marriage, I guess, of electric car and style of the Mini.
The brand was one of the primary reasons that I became involved with the electric vehicle pilot programme.
My interest probably came from a sort of gadget-stroke-car angle. This was a good opportunity for me to have a sort of quick sporty car for a short period of time.
I was very cynical about electric cars. There were plenty of opportunities for jokes about golf carts, milk floats on steroids, all of those sorts of things. And I have to say, a lot of my friends were also deeply sceptical, although very curious indeed. As soon as I pulled out of the car park from Cowley, it became apparent to me that I was not making the compromise I thought I would be.
I made a purpose decision up front that I wasn't going to change my driving style. The kind of compromises we did have to make is whether we could use that vehicle for the specific journey that we had in mind. In other words, how many people were we going to carry, how far were we going to go.
So obviously the main difference is the regenerative braking. The other one is you don't need to go to the petrol station. Well, that's a pleasure, isn't it? So you don't need to watch for prices, fuel prices.
You are more aware of when you've got your heating on or how fast you're maybe going or accelerating at one point, but really the enjoyment was still there, and it didn't hugely change what I was doing.
I did have to change my lifestyle a little bit. Not so much my driving style, I wouldn't say, other than just being a little bit conscious of my journeys and how much energy I was consuming while driving, because less opportunities to refuel.
I had a couple of hairy moments where I took a wrong turn on the motorway and ended up going 10-mile range, and I had 10 miles to get to the next junction, which was slightly nerve-wracking. But once you got beyond that, the range anxiety, as they call it, that goes. And actually I was going a couple of days without charging, and I was pleasantly going about my journey.
I'm ashamed to say that I did not use any public charging infrastructure at any time, but I think that is a reflection of the problems with charging infrastructure. It's inconsistent. It's not predictable. There were big issues in London where you needed a permit to actually charge.
The biggest thing for me with public charging points is that if you're relying on that charge, you really do need some way of booking that space, because how do you know that someone's not going to be using it?
The thing I enjoyed probably most about the car was the fact that there were no real compromises. You got great performance and you got great handling, while something in which is pretty much 10% the running costs of a petrol car, and obviously doing a little bit for the environment as well.
Well, during the first phase, we launched a car, and then the following day, the temperature dropped by about 10 degrees. So it was a huge call out, and that was a huge learning curve for us, because we weren't anticipating that type of issue. But for the second phase, we were fully up to speed with that. And literally, the second phase, I think in total, we probably had no more than half a dozen call outs, which is fantastic.
Obviously we've got an awful lot of feedback to try and analyse, so we don't know the full results yet. We do know from some early findings that the pattern of usage of these types of cars is virtually identical to the pattern of use to other similar sized vehicles.
This award was for my exit on the pickup day. I had a little trouble at first selecting the right gear, making the car work, but once I got it going, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I've got the Show Off Award. You can notice that it's not a normal vehicle, so I have been taking it about and showing it off and tweeting about it and putting stuff on Facebook and just sort of flaunting it.
I was awarded the Mini E Extender Award, and this all revolved around the fact that I had realised that if I started drafting or tailing lorries, getting very close behind them, I was able to get a significant improvement in the range that I could get from my Mini.
The last 6 months have been fantastic. Great to be involved in a trial, great to be hopefully shaping the product of the future.
The car has been excellent. It's been great to use, been fun, enjoyable, fantastic.
It's been interesting to have a form of mobility that's at the cutting edge, and it's been great to have a car that I literally look forward to dropping into the seat every morning and pushing that button, starting it up and then whizzing off.